Hello, YouTube, King Cobra again. So apparently in my last video, for those of you who saw it, got some negative comments of, geez, you think you learn how to turn down your volume. You'd think, you know, I'm a pretty good singer, and today's vocal training definitely proved that. Most definitely. Now right there I got, a smoker's candle lit. These are candles that give off a very pleasant and clean scent. They're there to help minimize the smell of tobacco. I also have these huge ashtrays, and I just emptied them both. So, and I had the window cracked open for a good half hour maybe. You know, kind of ventilate with the smell of tobacco as far as that goes anyway. My CO2 magazine got here for my pistol, and I'm pretty excited with the results. Okay, that's all it takes, is just one. Okay, that's pretty cool shit, isn't it? Black Ops, oh yeah. Sticky target, even better. Okay. Now with these, you want to be careful because 450 feet per second, that could do some damage. Okay, so gun safety 101. You can extract this, and I found this really cool. This with the airsoft shotgun of mine. It came with an extracting rod should any BBs get stuck in the chamber. It also works perfectly with my 1911 here, so another awesome bonus feature there. And just one shot, I mean, and this has still got half the magazine left in it. So yeah, this is definitely worth the 74 bucks if when you do get the gun, slide lock on, okay. You know, I'd recommend you get the Crossman CO2 cartridges for it, okay? And it might take some elbow grease to get that CO2 tank to fit, but it's important that the screw goes in straight and not crooked. And the first CO2 tank, when it breaks it, you know, when you break that in, you know, it leaked really fast. It did actually. With the second one, it's not running out as fast as it's normally would, so it's actually working like a CO2 pistol should work. Basically, when that gun empties of BBs, the slide jerks back, just like the real 1911s do. So yeah, for 74 bucks, that's not bad for a full metal blowback. I also got more guitar strings, and I also put a kind of a Grim Reaper looking thing on my guitar there, my BC Rich. You know, that looks pretty cool. And I just also raised the pickup on my distortion up a bit. It's not all the way up, it's enough room to where you can still, you know, play the guitar, but when you press down on the string, it's not touching the, it's not barely not touching the pickup. So that's going to give it a lot of distortion for sure. I like distortion with BC Rich, and the clean does sound good on it. It really does, you know. And this is a little screwdriver I use to raise and lower the pickups on my guitar. So, yeah. I saw it messy stuff, and I'm like, no, not gonna happen. So I took care of that, and fucking hey, dude. It should sit there and I'm like, someone's gotta do it. So I did it, you know, no worries. I figured I get home, I'm home the whole day anyway, I might as well fucking do it, you know. Stephanie's working graveyards right now, so shit. This is V8 refreshers, as they call it. Black cherry berry. It's not too bad. Certainly, it's a lot healthier for energy drinks, and I can drink those on occasion, you know, 1 or 2 a day. If you know, to cut back to that to maybe 1 or 2 a week, and then replace that with these, yeah, you'd probably be a lot healthier for sure. But some of the energy drinks they have out there now are actually sugar-free, believe it or not. So, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because it means really adding to replace it, you know. Then again, what isn't healthy these days? So, it's a nice liquid to keep your body flush and healthy. And you've seen the other 2 guns that I've shot on my YouTube channel, so I just thought I'd do a quick demonstration of that. And let me tell you, that UPS was very stubborn with it at first, but today they actually bothered to call my cell phone and tell me, hey, your package is here. Awesome. Because this is a secure building, both doors are locked, the UPS man couldn't get in to deliver a package. That's probably why. Couldn't get the first time. So, you know, they called my cell phone and Stephanie was here, and I called her, and, you know, she wouldn't got it and signed for it. So, cool shit. Cool shit. Yeah. And I bought like 4 little smoker's candles at Walmart. Got the other 3 stacked underneath the altar there. Evergreen thing next to the wick, and as the wax melts, and there's a nice clean citrusy scent in the air, basically. So, and when the candles are actually done, they will extinguish themselves when the wick is completely used up. So, I basically have it sitting underneath some tin foil, and it's really all you need, you know. So yeah, you know, cool beans. The airsoft shotgun I have, the spring you've seen, is 400 feet per second, and I got the sawed-off Craftsman, which is pumped up to 6 pumps, and put on safety. And the shotguns, the pump shotguns, the airsoft shotguns got a round loaded, it's unsafe. So I would consider this being very secure. Now, there's been a couple of times, YouTube, I've lost my keys to the building, and I felt so stupid about it, and then lo and behold, I always managed to find them the next day. Well, the 3rd time it happened, I said, I'm not doing that again, so I now keep my apartment keys around my neck so I never lose them. And I gotta tell you, it's come in quite handy. And these keys never leave my neck, that's just the thing. So, like I said, it's a secure building, you know. But before messing with the CO2 clip, figuring as it may or may not have been complicated. Sure enough, it was. It took me about well over an hour to get the fucker figured out, but I did get it figured out. And so, awesome on that. I had some fun in GarageBand. I took the Harp Twins, Nothing Else Matters by Metallica, and matched it to Metallica's guitar and the song, and sounds pretty badass. Did the same thing with Hell's Bells by AC/DC. So, yeah, it sounds pretty cool, actually. I'm not a fan of the auto-tune, if you will, so I prefer to support the music I do like. That's Hell's Bells and Harp Twins and Hell's Bells by AC/DC. Highway to Hell. Sure, Hell's Bells, my bad. Okay, we're going to delete that and redo it because I realized it was off. I just realized it. Damn it. I made a little something there in GarageBand. I think it sounds cool actually, so let's see. Playlist. Yes. Okay, so I went to GarageBand again, and let's see, recent projects, that one. Choose. the line perfecly. You hear that? That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Save and replace. And send it to my iTunes playlist again. Log it back in again. Alright. So I did that with several remakes of songs that I like and just combined with different artist versions to make the same song. Pretty cool shit, actually. Oh, the fun you can have with GarageBand. I won't be able to actually sell this for download for free or for money. I just, for the hell of it, because music kicks ass. With the guitar. If you have not seen the on YouTube, you gotta check them out. These young ladies are very talented. And the way they have their YouTube set up is very smart too. Now with YouTube, you have the choice to disable comments in the liking system. Doing so makes your YouTube less stressful because some people obviously do worry about comments. So if you want to do it, you only have the option to disable the like button, and they also approve the comments that show up on their videos too. So it's another great way to further control the sort of channel. And some YouTubers get upset when you do that. It's like, well, wait a second, you're taking away from my freedom to express myself. Well, why you gotta say it's nasty things and things about someone else on YouTube when you shouldn't have that freedom? Save it. That was part of my CO2 beat. It's not done. Never get what they do. Never get what they do. Here's what I want to show you. I just a little lesson book I have from my first guitar lesson. I figured I'd reuse it to write my own chords for music to be more professional. I got something written out here. You get a chance to turn the guitar and record and start that. I think I've got 10 issues I got up to this year. So I've written my first professional song right here. It's a recording track. Especially after raising the pickup and the distortion. I went with written lyrics for it, and then wrote the progression for those lyrics to write the book, so. This is secure build. I got 4 guns in my apartment, I think it's secure build for sure. The other should be these, or the other should be these, just got some tragic gunpowder behind it. Never open myself this way. Smoke cigarettes and actually have some of this now. You know the best way to work out your arms is, YouTube? Watch the big arms I get, or look at that cheap blue shotgun workout. Take your shotgun. And you do arm curls with it, and make sure it's on safety, obviously. Otherwise, you know. This is called exercising your second amendment. It's good for the arms. Cue the wires now. And again, I don't need the shotgun to protect this apartment. That's a last resort. I got that powerful CO2 pistol right there. And I got two other BB guns that'll get the job done too. So, and again, this is more so if I'm working a graveyard shift and I'm not here. If something were to happen, you know, I want to stay on safety. So she's got something to protect herself with, obviously. So, yeah. But the trick with editing, because the Harp Twins version was a lot shorter than the original Metallica song, so I had to copy the Harp Twins loop of the harp again, and then copy and paste it just right so it played along with the song just like that. I did the same thing for, hopefully this one's more accurate. Okay, let's double check it. Yep. This one's just like this, you know, you're doing count spells by AC/DC, but in the harp. One time I actually heard four weeks played on the Marks of the Archer. That's all the way, oh yes, I got too long for the device over there. And repaint as a result of painting them. also have one of these. You ghost investigators out there, you know exactly what this is. There's a lot of issues I will explain the meaning behind this. Okay, this here is basically a ghost meter. Now, the way this works, ghosts are said to give off electricity when they manifest and do their thing. That's because the theory is they suck electricity out of the air to do their activity. Now, your typical ghost would be ghosts of people. And there's another coincidence. People's bodies are actually have electricity in them. That's part of, you know, how I make my chi and stuff. So, something to think about. Now, if I were to point this at the computer, it beeps because there's a lot of electricity. This is basically reading electricity. Now, the other string as I point at the computer, it beeps. Now, if I were to turn this on and have it pointing in an area where there's no outlet or no computer or no electronic device in front of it, it's just the air in front of it, you know, the ghost passing by it may make it go off and make it beep. That's how it's supposed to work anyway. That's the theory, if you will. I also have a Ouija board. I have tarot cards. Yeah. I got a book on how to make wands. Of course, I was making them before I got that book anyway, but yeah. This guy, it's like, no you don't. Okay, you don't believe me? Let's see what I got. I'll prove you wrong. Let's see. There's the Ouija board. Ooh, the one that glows on. Yeah, that was awesome. Okay, now where the bloody hell is it? I think I remember. Okay. Called it, YouTube. Called it. Now, where the hell did I set my tarot cards? Oh, that's convenient, isn't it? You gotta look for something like that. It's like, oh, they're not here. Oh, there they are. Smashing. Okay. Again, I have, like I said, tarot cards right there, and Ouija board. So if I want to set tarot cards just right here, I guess. This line. Now I actually penned an old pointed star on my Ouija board, the one that's on my altar. The same one is also on top of my Ouija board, and the 666, okay? And, now I've heard that these things work, and I don't know, I'm still skeptical of it. Some people say, well, one person I knew said that's because it's not made out of wood, that it's not made with the earth, and yada, yada, yada. So that being the case, I'd usually put one of my wooden wands on top of it to add that wooden element to it, and then get the pinch it out. Oh, you've got to be shitting me. You've got to be shitting me. Oh, there's a pinch it. Okay, for a second I thought I lost it. It's in the board. Okay. Don't want to lose this. Now, just today, as a matter of fact, I had some very mild poltergeist activity. Dark Hollow was sitting in the ashtray, and I was getting up to shut the door. Dark Hollow decided to fall out of the ashtray. So whether or not that was just the weight of it or a poltergeist, I don't know. But let's see, which wouldn't? This one. Because this one's been consecrated in all the elements and also is made out of wood. That's her nice little element right there. Okay. Okay. Put the wand back on the rack. Alright. See, I got a wand rack too. It's got this mirror, it's got these candle holders on it, and the way it's set up, I can set my personal collection of wands on it just perfectly. Righteousness. Okay. Now, normally you place one finger lightly on the pinchette and ask a question and wait for an answer. I want to scooch back a bit. And after playing that music, I'm going to close out of that. Or not, just close out of the GarageBand there, just like that. Okay. And yes, even Sean over here on the shelf fell off one day, and it was like, oh, hey, what's up with that, huh? So, kind of tilt it like that. Okay, that's a nice camera. Okay, that'll work for a camera angle. Alright. Of course, you can't see the Ouija board, can you? Well, because people are skeptics. Alright. Lean back in the chair a little bit. There we go. Alrighty. Got the Ouija board here. And this is one in particular, like, if you set it underneath the light for 30 minutes, it glows in the dark. So... well, I can't play guitar this late at night because that's loud, so I'll pick a quieter game. That's good shit. Okay. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be spiritual. According to the Ouija board rules, you can ask anything really and it'll answer. It's kind of, yeah. Is there a spirit in this apartment complex that wishes to make contact with the living? And the key to these is holding your hand still. I can't remember what they're called. But this is one ghost hunting device that is just cool shit. You ask the ghost a question, the ghost's electricity or energy flows through this device and comes out as a weird robotic voice. And it's able to paraphrase words. I can't remember what it's called, but it's cool shit too. And then you had Ghost Adventures. Oh, those pussies. No, okay, hear me out before you go off calling. Okay, this is not cool. Okay, these people have a legit job here. I've seen a couple other episodes, and though the most believable ghost show I've seen on TV, and this is where a lot of skeptics will question their belief in ghosts, is because of how easily you can fake shit in Hollywood and stuff, and the effects and all that. So, you know, if you're going to do a ghost investigation, they have just those three people and the cameras, you know, and that's it. Even more credible would be just one person in the camera and Ouija board, tarot cards, candles, and maybe a voice recorder. You know, go to a haunted location and make a night out of it. Sounds like fun to me. Straight up, dude. I'd walk into an abandoned asylum and be like, alright, which of you demons wants to play? Yeah! I bring the Ouija board, I bring some holy water, I bring like 6 candles, black and green. There's some nice glow in the dark chalk so I can draw stuff on the ground if I need to. Huge ass circle, all 5-pointed, like all pointed star. Oh, place the 6 candles all the way around it. Oh, light them north, south, east, west, and all that good stuff. Tarot cards in with it, you know, just talk to the spirits, you know, get in touch with that kind of thing. It's a wonderful experience. You could say I'm very susceptible to the spirit world. However, you know, I've heard stories about these Ouija boards, and despite the fact that I have had a couple of ghost encounters, none too many with the Ouija board. Okay? Supposedly fucking with these things, you know, opens gateways. And, I am skeptical. I know what that shit does exist, but the Ouija board, you know, I don't know. And sometimes you may not get an answer. You can sit here for hours with your finger on it, just waiting, waiting, and waiting. So yeah, it's one of those things, really, you know. You know, some people say it's all scientific bullshit. That's just electricity flowing through your fingertips, putting out the answers. And, you know, it's one way to explain it. You know, sometimes you get those things that science can't explain. And that's where, you know, supernatural maybe, you know. I'm not saying that you know, everything you see in here is a ghost. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's just some things you can't explain science away with, you know. But, yeah. Okay, so let me ask the question again. Oh, yeah, I need to scooch back more because keeping my feet up. Okay, there we go. Nice and comfortable. Alright. Okay. Is there a spirit here that wishes to make contact with me? I don't know, Sean. You're gonna fall off the shelf again? I remember that happened too. Me and Stephanie both looked up and go, oh, hey. You know, most people would freak out about shit like that, but you could say I'm used to poltergeist activity. I had a lot of it growing up in junior high in the old house we lived in. Then we moved to the second house, and the energy in it was more negative. It was more in the basement area. You could tell. It was just, you could feel it. It was just that kind of thing. Third house we moved into, you know, this guy had skipped town, and this house had a shit ton of problems wrong with it. Well, one day I walked into this house, and I heard voices, okay, talking from a room, and they were loud, and they were mumbling. I couldn't make out quite what they were saying, when I said hello, anybody there, the voices stopped. And I got a wave of goosebumps like you wouldn't believe. And a lot of ghostly encounters at Job Corps. There was a presence there that was feeding off the drama there, and I wasn't going to let it take over and get to me, and that pissed it off even more. That's probably why I got kicked out of Job Corps so quickly. It was sort of, I don't know. Now they get kicked out of Job Corps for some severe hypocrisy, man. I'll tell you what. Job Corps preaching zero tolerance policy for violence. I stand up for a kid who's getting bullied at Job Corps, and the kid that bullies him doesn't get turned. The kid that does get bullied drops out. He's a minor. The person that does the bullying has a history of choking. I was choking out a minor. Yeah, you know the story. You've seen the documentary. Yeah, it sucks, but what are you gonna do? Then turn around like 4 months later and say, "Oh, well, you were smoking weed on our campus, so we can't have that." No, that's you're out, buddy. Zero tolerance policy, just like the violence thing. And what pissed me off about the whole thing was the kid that did the bullying didn't get jack shit for hours. He didn't, you know, why'd you rent me out, Saunders? Like the fact that he didn't get turned, and every assembly went to a Job Corps and said, "You have a right here at Job Corps, Box Elder Job Corps, to harass and free education that's free of violence and negativity." And I'm just like, bullshit. And I say that out of good humor and sympathy for staff because there's 200 students in the middle of fucking nowhere. Most of them are high school dropouts and X amount of staff, so understandably, you know, they will trust a few to run the campus when staff cannot manage them, i.e. your prefects, if you will, or your jacketed leaders. And yeah, you get these jacketed leaders that are, you know, breaking the rules they're enforcing. And all of them are like that. Not all of them. There were a lot of good jacketed leaders out there at Job Corps when I went there. You know, they were just trying to do the job and make it a better place to stay. But the few that were corrupting the system made it look bad for everyone else. And it was the same thing for the students, too. And not all the students there were there to cause shit and mayhem, but the ones that were giving all the other students a bad name because Job Corps' way of punishment was if something happened and no one was fessing up to it, they'd punch the entire campus until someone confessed or ratted someone else out. And I'm thinking, oh, dude, these are young high school kids, testosterone hormones, okay? You want to talk about ratting someone out? Dude, you do not know how it works on the inside. I'm sorry, but no. Okay? Because 9 times out of 10 what ended up happening was, you know, if there was an incident that required that kind of discipline on campus, and the person that ratted someone else out usually got their ass kicked later. And if they said anything, it's just one of those things, man. And, you know, I had this incident with this person from another trade was just giving me shit at lunch one day. And I called him out, and I said, "Why don't you shut the fuck up?" And he's like, "What are you going to do about it, pussy?" And I'm like, I fucking got up in his face, he got in my face. Staff's like, "Hey, whoa, back it off." And I'm like, okay. I walk away, right? Well, the same bastard finds me halfway down the campus where there's no staff and gets in my face and says, "See how fucking tough you are without staff." I look him straight in the fucking eyes, you two. You know what I said? I said, "Man, if you were a real man, you would have fucking punched me right in front of staff." I didn't punch him back, I just walked away. That's all I could do, you know, because Job Corps said, "Well, turn me over violence, goddammit." Yeah, right. And considering that there was times when they would be able to sneak it into Job Corps, and it did help with the stress. And what's ironic is they actually did so, or they did carry antidepressants at the Job Corps. They have on-campus nursery, infirmary, if you will, which basically said if you're a student there and you require some sort of medication that'll deal with your disability, you have to go and sign for it, take it, and sign back out. And after all the shit coming out about marijuana, saying how it's healthy and good for you, yeah, you betcha I'm a little sore the Job Corps pulled that shit, but, you know, it did prepare me for the real world in a sense. Not all my experience was a Job Corps negative. You know, I did have a lot of positive experiences. I met Stephanie there, so that's one good positive with Job Corps. So maybe going to Job Corps was for a reason, you know. In a way, it helped me sort of leave the nest, metaphorically speaking. Trying to loosen the pinchette up, as they call it, the pinchette or whatever they call it. I don't know exactly. And you know what sounds good right now? Some holy water. That just sounds tasty, doesn't it? You take some holy water and you curse it with dark magic, and then you drink it, or you sprinkle on someone else to curse them with it. So we have a local here that people I know call Skating Satan. This guy's older, you could say, I'm guessing 60s or 70s or 50s anyway, skateboards, and is in the best shape, and one of the nicest people you ever meet, okay? Well, the Christians are going out one day handing out pamphlets about Jesus, and he thought, okay, if they can do that, then why not me hand out pamphlets about Satan? You know, you're seeing a very similar battle like this with the statues in the Oklahoma City state capitol or whatever. So, yeah. Well, anyway, then the Christians said, you can't do this. And when he refused, he said point blank that if you can do this in this town, so can I. Guess what happened? His house got bombed by the Christians. The reason I won't talk about it is because it's, you know, little town dark secrets. Every little town has them. Casper just happens to be Crimson Dawn. One of the coolest places ever to visit. If you're into the occult and the craft, I should recommend you check it out. There's a lot of history behind that place and a lot of spiritual pressure built up, and it is awesome. I was only up there once, and I'll never forget. Going up there, barely had any brakes. Going back down, barely had any brakes. Going back up, no brakes. Going back down the second time, no brakes at all, riding practically on sparks. But made it back alive and avoided getting hit by practically 4 cars. You know, luck was on our side. And it didn't help that the van kept on overheating and we had to stop and pour water on the radiator. Yeah. You know, and the song that that played before going to Crimson Dawn was P.O.D.L.Y. And I'm like, you know what? That's righteous shit right there. So I played the song after I got back to Crimson Dawn. I'm like, yeah, that is energy song. We are here. We exist. You know, it's just part of spiritual beliefs, you could say. Here. Because, you know what, maybe I'll just set it on the table or something. Yeah, I'll just sit it on the table. And then we got your tarot cards. Ooh. This is a book on telling you what the cards mean. Pretty easy stuff to skim through. And then you have the cards themselves. Crunchiness. Very crunchy. Tarot cards and Ouija board and wands and oh yes, yes. But yeah, I ordered the magazine and I got here April 3rd. UPS card, I couldn't get it into the building delivered to me, so they sent it back to Airsplat. I called Airsplat 4 minutes and 44 seconds later. I hung up. 6 minutes later they called back. Said, we'll send it right back. Awesome. And then UPS actually called me today at work and said, hey, your package is here. I'm like, alright, cool. So we got that delivered alright. Tarot cards. Smells of the occult. Set that next to the Ouija board. Nice little centerpiece there. I did a little bit of house cleaning when I got enough work. Not much, but enough to make it a lot better than it was. I noticed that some areas by my computer were covered in cigarette ash. I'm like, okay, clear out the spaces here and wipe those off the stove. Needed wiped off. The clothes needed to put away. I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. This needs to be done now. So I took care of it, and it looks 1,000 times better. Holy shit, you know. So, yeah. And no such luck with the Ouija board, but I have seen an increased amount of haunting activity in the apartment, so maybe the Ouija board is a contributing factor. If it isn't, fun. Hey, playing with demons is fun, it's just very dangerous. It's stealing their power to make it your own, so they're nothing but a memory, basically. Not even a thought after that. Very dangerous shit. But it can take its effect on you. You know, I've suffered many cuts on my faces. I wake up in the morning, and I'm like, how the fuck did I get this cut? I'm like, oh, that's why. Excuse me. But yeah, I can keep this pistol by my bed now. I'll just pop that safety off. If anyone tries to break into the fucking apartment, they get a half a clip of fucking BBs popped into their eye socket. That wouldn't be very pleasant, now would it? So, keep my building secure. Yeah. Well, this is what gets me. Recently, I had a politician busted for fronting guns through cartel for his money for his campaign. Shouldn't surprise you because politicians have been corrupt since forever, right? Especially when you have politicians who say, yeah, I tried weed, but I did not inhale, or I smoked it when I was a kid. I think it was a bad habit like my cigarettes and alcohol, but it's certainly a lot less dangerous for you. And, you know, the hypocrisy of it does stink. Especially when some of these states are fucking illegal. It's just like, really? You know? If those of you who attended 420 Fest, I want you to think about that good feeling that you had in Colorado, how peaceful it was. And just imagine that over the entire fucking world. Oh, wouldn't it be awesome? So instead of fighting for the oil, we could be sharing it. And gas would be so goddamn expensive, right? No more blood for oil, that's the way I see it. On anyone's country ground, period. You know, it's just not the answer. However, it doesn't mean, you know, a little bit of protection, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. And with the CO2 clip loaded with the CO2 cartridge, this actually has a pretty hefty feel to it, so once I got the gun working around again, definitely awesome. But again, if you do get this gun from Walmart, Crossman CO2 tanks and elbow grease, man. And when you do put the CO2 in there, it may not automatically screw in there, so what I end up doing is using the vice clamp to tighten the screw straight down onto the CO2 cartridge so it would function like it was supposed to. And now it's doing what it's supposed to. Now I can just use my, now I got it to where I can untighten the screw and tighten it back up just to get the CO2 in there like it's supposed to. So, yeah, a little bit of ingenuity with basic tools, and it sucks to have to do shit like that. It should just work the way it's supposed to in the first place, but, yeah, you know, where there's a will, there's a way, you know. If you check out blackops.com, they have an awesome selection of airsoft guns, including, I shit you not, an M4 Cobra airsoft assault rifle. Cool shit, you know, very cool. They even have the Mad Max airsoft shotgun. It shoots about 7 BBs out of each barrel. Real wood and metal construction. You know, very badass, but also very expensive. So, I'm pretty much content right now for my collection as far as, you know, weaponry and protection goes. This will do it. You know, this will do it nicely. So, and this thing fits in my pocket real easy. I'm drawing this thing out. Okay. Okay, this is your slide lock. It's unlocked right now. Even though it's unlocked, you can't pull the trigger. The slide won't blow back or anything. And when the slide lock is off, you'd have to squeeze the safety on the grip here to pull the trigger. So, yeah, The same functions, like I said, like a real 1911, minus the fact it doesn't have gunpowder and it doesn't shoot the pointy bullets. But it still did some damage, you know. Someone left a comment when I got my shotgun video posted showing off my double barrel side by side, and they're like, well, nice to see you got something else besides that toy, and they deleted that comment. And I imagine because I knew I was going to respond with, toy. Yeah, you heard how fucking loud that thing was. This isn't a toy. So, I don't know how I discovered it, but I put two and two together. Like, if I can use that extracting rod that came with the shotgun, there's that shotgun. What if I use it on the pistol? Yep, sure shit, you know. Like, cool beans, dude. So, yeah. This would be an awesome gun for plinking, no doubt about that. You got some empty beer cans or empty pop cans, you got recycling, you can just light them up in a room and go and pop them off on a line, one down the other, you know. It's a great way to work on your aim and shit. I've seen the price of real 1911s they have at Sportsman's, and yeah, they're in the $1,000 range. That's a bit pricey. So, next best thing, you know, if you want something a little cheaper, still gets the job done, you know, this will work too. But yeah, that shotgun that stud kicks me, man. $420 for it, man. That just makes me laugh. I'm sorry, but that's funny shit. It's great. Always pro-gun and pro-pie. He's a little bit liberal, a little bit Republican. Yeah. Okay, I also think I'm also for abortion rights. Like, oh, okay, think about it. If the kid's 9 months and due that day, then that's one thing. But if it's a clump of cells, you know, which you lose when you bleed, okay, you get a cut, you have a cut or a scab that opens up and as it starts to bleed, so it can clot and heal up, okay? Cells like that, basically. And again, you know, this is something I think about. I think I don't want to bring a child up in this world right now just because of the shit going down with cops pulling mass shootings. You know, for shooting twice now in the same district. Holy shit, I can't imagine going through something like that. And of course, people's solution to that is, well, why don't you just arm these veterans that are coming back from, so they want to live in these communities? And some people are saying, no, if you do that, it'll just create more violence. I'm like, it could, but think of it like this. One guy pulls his gun out and says, I want to kill anybody. Everyone else pulls out their gun and his hand and says, no, you're not, put your gun away, soldier. And if he doesn't, he gets shot. You know, it's 1 life versus 4 and 14 injured or some shit like that. And that's horrible shit because guns get thrown under the bus, and so do people who come back from those kinds of situations. But you got to look at this from a perspective of what they're going through. You know, if they have children at home especially, and their sergeant in command is telling them to kill this child because he or she may have a bomb as a threat to their unit, and it's their job to take that child down, they got to pull a gun to their head and shoot them. And that's got to be fucking hard. I can't imagine going through something like that, man. Especially when you got a kid at home. That's really got to fucking suck. All to defend your freedom. Yeah. So, you know, it's an honorable job what they're doing, but at the same time, you know, it's got to be surreal coming home safe. You know, it's a good thing that they're coming home safe if they are, but then coming home to their children and having flashbacks to the war, be shooting that kid. It's like, whoa, you know, it's got to be, it make for an intense movie for sure. You know, a storyline in a sense, you know. And realistic and scary because it's somewhat realistic if you think about it. And the truth of it is, war doesn't really solve anything. It's just really a penis measuring contest. My country has nuclear weapons. Yeah, well, my country is pissed off, hypocritical, and full of tanks. Yeah, well, my country is da-da-da-da-da. And that's all it comes down to, man. Plain and simple. Something I've noticed, doesn't matter what country you're from, everyone's got pride for the country, even if it's a little, you know. And I'm very proud of my country, indeed, you know. I tried playing the national anthem on guitar, but I realized that my guitar was non-standard. I'm like, oh, great. So went and go tune it, and then when I went back to the video, it said, error occurred, please try again later. I'm like, son of a bitch, I was in the middle of learning a guitar song. Really? Oh well. Well, yeah, if you keep the nice non-smoker's candle lit, when you're done smoking, you just blow the candle out, save it for next time, you know. Open the windows up once in a while, ventilate it, and keep your ashtrays empty, and it keeps the smell of cigarette smoke down. And this is the thing that gets me, is that this is a smoker-friendly building. You're allowed to smoke in here. You just have to pay extra when you leave for the cleaning fee. Okay? So that's what really gets me about the whole thing. I'm just like, really, dude? Wow. Oh, let's see. He's always on time with his rent. Sometimes, a couple weeks before it's due that month. And he keeps the apartment clean. What's the problem here? Nada. Exactly. At least that's what I try to maintain anyway. But, yeah. Well, shit. Anyway, this is KingCobraJFS with the video, and thanks for watching. And you're right about that. You need to watch the treble on my songs. So maybe if I'm doing a gun video or a political rant video, keep that separate from the song videos, huh? A little too late for that.